So, L'Oreal has signed an agreement to sell Carol's Daughter back to its original owner. Is this a step in the right direction? Let's discuss. So how I want this video to go, we are going to talk about the quick history of Carol's Daughter. Then we are going to get into the announcement from Lisa Price. Then we're going to get into some articles, and then we will get into my thoughts. Carol's Daughter was founded in 1993 by Lisa Price. Lisa Price began Carol's Daughter in her Brooklyn kitchen, crafting products tailored to the unique needs of textured hair. And then we know that L'Oreal acquired Carol's Daughter in 2014. The acquisition by L'Oreal USA in 2014 facilitated international expansion, introducing Carol's Daughter to markets in Canada, the UK, and Europe. So what is an acquisition? I want to make sure that we have a basic understanding. What is the difference between a merger and an acquisition? A merger is when two companies form one company. So you have Bob's Burgers, then you have Jim's Burgers, and then it turns into BJ's Burgers. They are one entity. They form one company. An acquisition is when a larger company acquires a smaller company. P&G acquired Mael, but it's still its own entity. It still has its own brand. It still has its own personality. So we know that in 2014, L'Oreal acquired Carol's Daughter. Now, here in March of 2025, L'Oreal has sold it back to its owner, who is Lisa Price. So let's quickly look at her announcement.
"10 years ago, I made a decision to take Carol's Daughter, my brand, my vision, my passion, to heights I had once only dreamed of. Being a part of the L'Oreal family gave us the ability to touch so many lives. This journey has been nothing short of extraordinary. Thank you, L'Oreal. But my dreams are not finished. Today, I begin a new chapter and reclaim the indie spirit of my brand as its forever founder and newly appointed president. Join me as we transition to a new partnership and chart our path forward. This next chapter, it's bolder, it's fearless. It's about innovation that doesn't just follow trends, but sets them. Most importantly, it's about deepening our commitment to you, the community that built us. To every person who has ever believed in me, to those of you who have rocked with Carol's Daughter from day one, this is our moment, and we were made for a time such as this. Thank you.
Okay, so that was the announcement that was made by Lisa Price on Carol's Daughter's page, and that was on March 3rd of 2025. So really quickly, let's get into some of the comments. Okay, so the first one, I still have one of the original catalogs from when I did my mail order back in the early 2000s. I can still smell ocean and Jamaican punch. The next one says, I wonder who the new partner is. We will get into that. The next one says, please bring back, I believe that is the Minoy collection. It says, awesome. Please tell me you're bringing back the body jelly. I need that and the almond cookie. Baby, I am screaming with joy. You are a phenomenal pioneer. Congratulations. Congratulations. Love all of your products. As you can see, there are a lot of comments, and I believe there are somewhere around like 232 comments. And then we had the statement from David Greenberg. He is the CEO of L'Oreal USA. And it reads, David Greenberg, CEO of L'Oreal USA, said in press release, at the heart of this legacy is Lisa Price, an entrepreneur who has always been ahead of her time and has built Carol's Daughter into a beloved brand that has honored and celebrated women of color for decades. We are confident that Lisa Price, as president and the support of its new partner, Carol's Daughter, will continue to thrive for years to come. Okay, so let's get into my thoughts. And the very first thing that I notice whenever I'm reading an article or listening to a video, maybe it's just me, maybe I'm nitpicking, maybe I'm looking way too much into it, but I feel like they're playing a little bit of semantics, or I feel like they're playing with semantics. Let me show you what I mean. So in this Black Enterprise article, and all the articles that I talk about will be linked in the comments, it says Carol's Daughter is returning to being a completely Black-owned and independently run operation after L'Oreal sold the company. That is not true. And we now know who the next owner or the co-owner, as some articles are saying, is. And it is not a Black person. So if we then remove this is Black Enterprise. And then if we actually go to l'orealgroup.com, and this is the announcement from them. So we are going to take this to be the official announcement. It reads, the brand will now begin a new chapter under the leadership of its founder and new president, Lisa Price, alongside an independent beauty entrepreneur with a proven track record of acquiring and growing beauty brands, including Ambi, Acne Free, Baxter of California, and Dermablend. Now, I don't know about y'all, but whenever I see Ambi, if we're talking about the same one, that looks to be marketed towards Black people or a Black market. However, you heard them say alongside independent beauty entrepreneur. We now know that to be Joe Wong. He is Asian. I'm not taking anything away from that, but that negates what the first article said. That is not true. Now, it goes on to say, Carol's daughter, founder Lisa Price, who launched the brand in Brooklyn over 3 decades ago, will assume the role of president in the new structure and has an equity stake in the partnership. Once again, I'm not aware of these, I'm not familiar with these terminologies, so I just want to make sure that we have a basic understanding. What is an equity stake? An equity stake represents ownership in a company, granting the holder a share of profits, assets, and voting rights, typically expressed as a percentage of the company's total shares. So the first thing I'm wondering is that since we're talking about company's total shares, I'm wondering how many shares she has and what percentage of the company that is. Because in some cases, equity holders have voting rights, allowing them to influence company decisions such as electing board members. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I noticed even with just the first 2 articles that I have talked about, they name her as the acting or they name her as the president. They don't say anywhere in there about a co-owner or being an actual owner or the owner of the company. Okay. I notice that they keep differentiating that. And the reason why I'm saying that is because there are 3 distinctions that I do want to talk about. The first one is owner of said business. Who is the owner? They hold exclusive rights over the business, everything. The CEO is typically the first in command and they oversee the entire company's management. The second person in command is the president. Now, we do know that when we're talking about smaller companies, those are probably going to be interchangeable, and the CEO is probably the president, and the CEO might also be the owner of the business. But with a company like L'Oreal, those three designations are probably 3 separate roles, right? We know that the owner of L'Oreal, and it made a distinction, it said L'Oreal USA. There could be a L'Oreal Africa, there could be a L'Oreal UK. But from what I understand, the owner is going to be over everybody. So like I said, I just noticed that they are using certain words when they refer to Miss Price. Okay, and then this last article, there are 2 more articles, I will link them down below. But this article says, after more than a decade under L'Oreal USA, the brand is now co-owned by Lisa Price and finance veteran Joe Wong, marking a significant chapter in the brand's history. And then it goes on to say, Price will assume the role of president, ensuring her vision and leadership remain central to the brand's future. Like I said, maybe I'm reading too much into it, but I noticed that they are using different words and different titles or designations when they're talking about her. And that's why I said I'm bringing it back to the equity stake. That's why I'm bringing it back to who is actually the owner. Because in this article, it says co-owner. So that would lead me to think that the equity stake is 50-50. If you are an acquisitions and or merger lawyer, or you work with this stuff, please correct me if I'm wrong. Please gather me in the comments, okay? My last 2 thoughts. It is very clear that in the BWS, the Black Wall Street video, that a lot of people said that they stepped away from Carol's daughter because it changed hands. They may not have been sure who acquired it, or they just did not like the fact that it was acquired. However, based on the comments on the Instagram announcement that Lisa Price made, a lot of people are championing for Carol's daughter, and I think that that is wonderful. Congratulations to her. She is probably considered an OG. I remember when I myself tried the hair milk. It smelled wonderful, but didn't necessarily do anything for me. But I understand that there's always going to be a discovery phase, especially when a company is starting out. What I do want to say, though, is that, and Lisa Price is well aware of all of this, I think she needs to be very careful about how she is going to make this transition and how she is going to move. Because the truth of the matter is that should something happen after it has already been sold, Lisa Price is going to be the one who is going to be blamed, not Joe Wong. Once the virality of this situation dies down, I'm pretty sure that Joe Wong is known in other spaces, but in this community, Lisa Price is going to be blamed. And I think that this is going to be a great opportunity for Carol's daughter to build trust and to be transparent. We are all aware of what happened with Mael in 2024. We know that they are in some legal trouble right now. I don't believe that there has been a settlement. But I think people are looking for trust. I think people are looking for transparency. Should Carol's daughter bring back some of the OG favorites, maybe even do a demonstration? Should they debut a new line? They should also do a demonstration. Education, education, education. How to use your products, what to do, what not to do, how many times to apply. Also, ingredients. When I say transparent, you need to be able to list all, or you should be listing all of your ingredients in your products. When I go to purchase my hair care, I want to know that it's safe. I want to be able to bring it home. I want the instructions to be simple, and I want to get great results. The flip side of that, I do understand, and I also acknowledge that not all products work for every single person. Once again, we are all aware of the firestorm of Mael. There was clearly something going on, whether it was consumer side, whether it was the company side. But I think that if Carol's daughter can keep the trust, which it seems to have, and if it can bring in new customers, I think that they will be able to solidify their OG status. So in the comments, let me know. Do you think this is a step in the right direction? Have you ever tried Carol's daughter? Did it work for you? Now that she is co-owner, or now that she's going to assume the role of president, are you going to return, or are you going to try it if you are a first-time user? And the other question is, do you think that because it is going to be co-owned by a Black woman, or she's assuming as president, do you feel a little more safe in using the products? Are you confident? Let's start a conversation in the description or the comment section. I just want to remind you, here on YouTube, I upload videos every Wednesday and Sunday, and of course, right here or right here, I'll put my Instagram handle. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, you guys. Bye.
We always have it coming.